Hello viewers, this is Too Fast here. In my last video I did a full review of the VIOFO A139 Pro dashcam. In that video I went through all the features of this 3-channel dashcam and I showed you how to use a VIOFO app to connect to the dashcam, view recorded videos, and download it to your phone. Now in this video I'll show you how to install the hardwire kit that you'll need for the parking mode feature. Now this A139 Pro dashcam has several different parking recording modes. In this video I'll show you how to install the hardwire kit, go over each of the recording mode, and show you what these recordings look like. So make sure you watch the entire video so you'll have a good understanding of how this works. Right here is a VIOFO HK3-C Hardwire Kit, and it's made specifically for the VIOFO A139 dashcam. So let me show you what comes with this hardwire kit. Right here is a hardwire kit, and it comes with a user manual, and this user manual will explain to you how to connect the wires into your fuse box. So let's have a closer look at this hardwire kit. On the left side here with these 3 wires, what you want to do is use a fuse tap and connect the red wire to the constant power in the fuse box. The yellow wire will connect to the ignition 12 volt in the fuse box, and the black wire will connect to the chassis ground in the vehicle. Right in the middle here, this is a voltage protection circuit, and there's a setting that you can set the cutoff voltage. Here's a close-up look of this box. Now this voltage protection circuit will work for either 12 volt battery or 24 volt battery system. Now looking on this line right here at the top, you see it's marked 11.8 volt, 12 volt, 12.2 volt, and 12.4 volt. So depending on what setting you have this switch set to, that's the cutoff voltage for the parking mode. Now I don't recommend you setting this lower than 12 volt because at 12 volt the car battery is at 50% capacity. And you want to make sure there's still enough charge in the car battery so you can start your vehicle. And the way this works is that when you turn off the vehicle, the car battery will provide power to the dash cam for the parking mode recording. As the dash cam continues running in parking mode, it will drain the car battery, and once it hits the cutoff voltage, then it will automatically shut off the power to the dash cam. So on the output side of this, you have the USB-C connector that you connect to the dash cam. Here's the A139 dash cam, and this is a regular cigarette lighter power cable. When it's time for you to install this, what you want to do is go ahead and disconnect the cigarette lighter power cable and then connect the output of the hardwire kit to the USB-C port on the dash cam. So again, this side will connect to your fuse box and they'll provide power to the dash cam for the parking mode. So let's take this to the vehicle, get it installed, and we'll check out the parking mode recording. To install the hardwire kit, you'll first need to remove the cigarette lighter power cable that came with the dash cam. In my last review video, I showed you how to install this cable, but you won't be using this cable, okay? Instead, you'll be using this hardwire kit. To install the hardwire power cable, remove the existing cigarette lighter power cable. Right here is a hardwire cable. Connect the USB-C connector from the hardwire cable to the dash cam. Run this new power cable up to the headliner, over to the A-pillar, and down to your fuse box. Run the cable down the A-pillar behind this trim piece. Now keep the wires away from the side airbag that you see right here. Here I have the cable running down along the side right here. I set the switch for the cutoff voltage to 12 volt. For the ignition 12 volt and constant 12 volt power, I'll be using these fuse taps to tap into my fuse box. The yellow wire goes to ignition 12 volt, so I will crimp this end to the fuse tap. For the red wire that goes to constant 12 volt, same thing, crimp the wire to the fuse tap. To find out which fuse you can use for ignition 12 volt and constant 12 volt, you should look at the cover of your fuse box. So for example, on this vehicle, the power socket accessory 1 is ignition 12 volt, and then the electrical parts bat 2 is constant 12 volt. Now I'm going to remove this, and then plug the original fuse into this bottom slot. So on this vehicle, I'll need to plug this fuse tap in this direction. Voltage is going to come in on the right side, go through the fuse, and go out on the left side. Remove that 20 amp fuse, install it into the fuse tap. Go ahead and plug the fuse tap into the fuse panel. Now I can close this up. Now the last connection you need to make is this ground wire. I'll connect this to a bolt that's right behind the hood release. With the hardwire cable installed, When you turn on the ignition, the dashcam will power on and begin recording all 3 cameras.
Recording. 3 channels started.
Open up the VIOFO app and connect to the dashcam. Now go into the dashcam settings so you can turn on the parking mode. First, stop the recording. Go into settings. Scroll down to system setting, and there's a section here for all the parking mode settings. By default, the parking mode is off. You can select auto event detection, time-lapse recording from 1 frame per second all the way to 10 frames per second, and low bitrate recording. If you set this to auto event detection, when the dashcam goes into parking mode, if the front or rear camera detect motion, it will record a video while there's motion. If you set this to time-lapse recording from 1 frame per second all the way to 10 frames per second, when you turn off the ignition and the dashcam go into parking mode, it will begin recording at the frame rate that you've set this to. With the last option, low bitrate recording, when the dashcam goes into parking mode, it will begin recording continuously using low bitrate. And with this setting, the video file is going to be a lot smaller, so it doesn't use up a lot of space on the memory card. Let's go ahead and set this to auto event detection. The next setting is parking recording timer. Now by default it's off. You can set it for 30 minutes all the way up to 48 hours. Now if you set this to off, that means the parking mode will run continuously until the car battery drops to a voltage cutoff, at which point the dashcam will turn off. So let's say if you set this to 30 minutes, that means the parking mode will only run for 30 minutes. And you can set it to a maximum of 48 hours. I'll keep the setting to off. Next setting is enter parking mode timer. You can also set it to 90 seconds. Now if you leave it in off, that means when you turn off the ignition, the dashcam will automatically go into parking mode right away. If you set it to 90 seconds, then when you turn off the ignition, the dashcam will wait 90 seconds before going to parking mode. I'll leave this setting to off. Parking G sensor, by default set to high sensitivity. You can set it for low or medium. Parking motion detection, by default is high. You can set it for low, medium, or high. Now that the parking mode is set, when I turn off the ignition, you hear the dashcam go into parking mode. I'll turn off the ignition now.
Parking recording started.
And now the dashcam is in parking mode recording, and it's getting power directly from the car battery. It'll continue to run in this mode until the car battery drops to a cutoff voltage, at which point the dashcam will power off. Let me show you how to view and download the parking mode recording. To look at the recorded parking mode recording, open up the VIOFO app and connect to your dashcam. Right now there's a live view. First we need to stop the recording. Now select the folder icon at the bottom left hand corner. This will open up the playback videos. Now right now it's listing all files. Over here on the right side, you can select the parking files. And right here, these are all the parking files. You can select one of the file and play it back. If you want to download it, you can select the download icon right here and download the video to your phone. So now let me show you a sample recording of the parking mode set to auto event detection, which is motion detection. Now set the parking mode to time-lapse 1 frame per second. Here's an example of the parking mode recording at 1 frame per second. Next, I'll set the parking mode to 5 frames per second. Here's an example of the recording. Next, I've set the parking mode to time-lapse recording at 10 frames per second. And here's an example of the parking mode recording at 10 frames per second. And last, I'll set the parking mode to low bitrate recording. And here's an example of the parking mode set to low bitrate recording. So there you go. This is how you install the hardwire kit for the VIOFO A139 Dashcam. And I hope with this video, you now have a good understanding of the different parking mode you can set the Dashcam to. So you can either have it set to motion detection, or time-lapse recording, or low bitrate recording. If you have not seen the full review video of this A139 Dashcam, I'll put a link in the video description, and I'll also link it at the end of this video, and make sure you check it out. If you're interested in getting this Dashcam, I'll also include the link for the Dashcam and the hardwire kit in the video description below. If you have any questions or comments, leave one in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. To support this channel, remember to click on thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified of new videos.